The allegations against Diddy don't seem to be stopping anytime soon. An American commentator and author, Candace Owens, is the latest one to come out with her own stories about the bad boy mogul. For starters, she seems to think that the reason why Diddy's gotten away with so many crimes for all these years is the fact that he's working with the FBI. In a tweet, she talked about how people called Kanye a fool when he tried to out Diddy, but he's been right all along.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, you.
Alright, it seems like there's going to be a ton of swearing. I'm just going to say this in regards to the Illuminati and all this industry. It exists. If you don't think it exists, explain why in the comment section down below and prove it to me why it doesn't exist. Or if you think it exists, do the same thing. Slap that like button. Let's get back into the video. But it's about to be insane.
Kanye a fool when he tried to out Diddy, but he's been right all along.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a because you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reison why you gotta talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you gonna go pull my coat card. So y'all niggas shut the up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the
this is too much swearing.
You shut the about Michael.
Right. For starters,
this is
she
supposed to be a
seems to think
Christian.
that the reason why Diddy's gotten away with so many crimes for all these years is the fact that he's working with the FBI. In a tweet, she talked about how people called Kanye a fool when he tried to out Diddy, but he's been right all along.
Looks like Kanye West just leaked some of his text messages from Diddy. This is getting interesting.
Now guys, whilst you read that, I'm just going to say this. The only reason why I'm checking this video out because I know the satanic agenda behind the music industry and all of this to bring awareness to it. Because it's going to be, you're going to see things, a lot of these people, they end up sacrificing their parents, their mom, their dad, their children. I'm on about blood sacrifice. In order to obtain success to the god, demon god, Baal, Moloch, what is it? Skull and Bone Society, Bohemian Grove. It almost escaped my mind there. So that's what I'm saying. The world is absolutely insane. There's no point of you gaining the entire world but then losing your soul in the process. Doesn't make any sense. So hopefully you read that message. Let's carry on.
For those of you who don't know, Owens was talking about the time when Diddy was exposed on an episode of Drink Champs a few years ago. But suspiciously, the video was deleted a few days later. A few years later, Kanye also released screenshots of a conversation between him and Diddy, calling the diddler out for being an FBI informant to protect his own dirty secrets. So Candace is officially confirming that she believes what Kanye was saying.
They can't control me. You know what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Not you, man.
But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name.
And not just that, though. Kanye's also been naming a few celebrities who are Diddy's accomplices when it comes to all of his illegal dealings. And, man, if you look at how big that roster is, you'll probably lose your mind.
They ain't giving us money, they giving us acknowledgement. I don't want your acknowledgement. And I went so far past any level of acknowledgement. I was banished, I was exiled, I was canceled multiple times. So what, I done had like my kids not show up to Sunday service right in front of everybody. And you know what I mean? Like I'm crying to see my daughter and all of the usual suspects, the handlers, Dave Chappelle, Meek Mills, Diddy, all these people aren't in position. Now for us as celebrities, they got to call and put a leash on them. What we gonna do with Ye? He delusional, that's the best. Dave, give him a call. Diddy, give him a call. Tell him we ain't like the t-shirt. Tell him like right now the agenda is this is the voting agenda for the celebrities, for the black. Make them do exactly what LeBron would do. Make them do exactly what Drake would do. And y'all know, y'all know my stance on this.
You know, since Kanye's never had
Wait a minute. The entire world is pretty much a circus. I mean, things can't be synchronized and work in tremendous unison. They're all like together in one thing without there being somebody or families, maybe just, I don't know, 100 families who are running things behind the scenes. This is insane.
Calling people out for their dirty crimes, it makes sense how he was exiled from the entertainment industry by the people in power who painted him as an idiot who would say anything for attention. But everything Kanye has said in the past seems to be making a lot of sense now, don't it?
the lawsuit that we have been covering and following, so much being revealed, you're not going to believe that somehow it is connected to Michael Jackson and his death. And I got to be honest, I'm kind of terrified. I think this is going to be the last day that I cover it. I thought that we were in full conspiracy theory territory when people were saying that Michael Jackson was killed. I actually know a lot of people that are in the industry who believe that Michael Jackson was killed, and I just thought it just sounds too whacked out to believe that somebody intentionally killed Michael Jackson. Now, I want to remind you, before we get back into Michael Jackson, what we learned in the Diddy document. If you read through them, again, these are all allegations, but you will come out of it understanding that there is allegedly some sort of a blackmail ring that is operating throughout Hollywood, and that artists that are producing music are actually being controlled via being induced into drugs at parties, and then what takes place is they're being recorded, and sometimes they're being recorded while they are committing sexual acts with minors. And something that we also saw in these docs is that these parties, at least a lot of them, are taking place in the Virgin Islands, which again just makes you go, what's happening here? Because Jeffrey Epstein, obviously, his home, or he owned an island that was just off the coast of St. Thomas. So we hear that again. And I'd say the biggest point that we took away from these Diddy docs was that this ring, if you believe it exists, can and will murder people to protect themselves. And he intimated this event that happened allegedly at a recording studio where Diddy and his son allegedly shot someone, and it was covered up by the LAPD and then the media. Within those docs, and this is where it gets relevant, there is one man that is named as being the person that can do the cleanup. So in these docs, it says, Mr. Combs instructs his staff to always contact Mr. Muhammad, that is Fahim Muhammad, if they are ever pulled over by the police in Miami or California. Diddy and his son shot someone, and after that shooting, the documents say explicitly that Mr. Muhammad spoke with the LAPD after G was shot at the recording studio. The LAPD was in the recording studio and witnessed the blood in the restroom, and they went with the bogus claim that the shooting of G occurred outside of the studio. This was all thanks to Mr. Muhammad's connections within law enforcement, allegedly. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The cleanup guy, Mr. Fahim Muhammad, was also on the scene when Michael Jackson died. So I want to introduce you to and allow you to listen to Ian Carroll. He's an independent journalist that is investigating everything that is going on, and he explains that connection.
So this new lawsuit just came out that shows tons of evidence that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, has been running a sexual blackmail operation very much like Jeffrey Epstein, but in the rap and music industry for basically 30 years. And in that lawsuit, we learned that his head of security while he's running the sexual blackmail ring is this guy named Fahim Muhammad, who before working for Diddy was the head of security for Michael Jackson when he was only 21. And he was one of the first people on the scene when Michael Jackson died. And before we go to Michael Jackson, the most important part of the Diddy case to bring across is the fact that the record executives at the very top knew what P. Diddy was doing. They were attending the parties with underage girls where they were spiking drinks. They were deeply involved in Diddy's personal life. And all evidence points to them supporting his operation.
Now, in the past, Owens has also been vocal about her suspicions when it comes to Michael Jackson's sudden death. And let's just say that Diddy's got a few murder allegations already, so this doesn't really come as too much of a surprise. So Owens claims the man who allegedly covered up Diddy's son shooting somebody was Michael Jackson's head of security and was at the scene when the King of Pop died.
To tell the masses that Michael Jackson was a raging anti-Semite. It is a fact, by the way, that Michael Jackson did keep a list of people in the industry that he said were his enemies, okay? On that list were people that all happened to be Jewish. So it was lawyer Gloria Allred, music exec Tommy Mottola, Rabbi Shmuley Boteach, you may have heard of him, and I'm going to mention him later, Israeli illusionist Uri Geller, and also Michael Jackson's former manager, Dieter Wiesner. Now, to be clear, it was Dieter himself that revealed that Michael Jackson had this list, but he says that Michael Jackson was just paranoid, that Michael Jackson thought that these industry people were all colluding to try to ruin his life and to take over his life. And again, that was just Michael Jackson.
Not just that, Owens also revealed that Michael had a list of his enemies on paper, and he thought that a bunch of industry people wanted to control him and take over his life. So is it possible that Diddy was one of them?
Partying together. So in the authorities' mind, they feel like Puff knew what Meech was doing. Then with the introduction to Jacob and different people, and a lot of people going to jail for money laundering and stuff like that, Puff being, and this is documented, Puff being a CI for an FBI agent. I said this years ago, that him and Kirk Burroughs took some paperwork. They was taking some papers up to the FBI, so like when they was here in New York. They was taking paperwork up there and stuff like that. Don't know what it was, but later on found out that he was a CI. You understand? Now, what happened? He don't have that. The guy probably, that was 20, 30 years, 20 some years ago. The guy probably retired. Puff ain't dealing with him. No, he didn't pass Puff on or something like that. So now, Puff been dodging the legal system. With the people had it wrong. They think it was with the Black Mafia family. No, it was with Butt Naked. I said this years ago. The person that he said is his senior advisor, Corey Jacobs. Corey had 9 16-to-life sentences for drug trafficking. You make him your senior advisor, even though that was your man, he coming home. That's your man, pots and pans. But Whoop was the one who took care of them when they was away. You understand? Whoop was the one who took care of them. So now, you got all these, these characters, around you. What they gonna think when they come to your house?
All this chatter has once again led to conversations about Diddy's similarities to Jeffrey Epstein, right down to the child trafficking and recording videos of people to give to the FBI. Now, just like Epstein, Diddy's job has been to collect evidence against powerful people in the industry as an exchange to hide his own crime.
Diddy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy things that's going on with this story, Diddy, right? I mean, a lot of people are calling him the Epstein of the music, the Hollywood world.
Every room in Diddy's mansions were wired with cameras. And he had some of the footage, he had some of the pictures, and he displayed those in the lawsuit that came out. And this was used for blackmail material. They'd bring in these people. A lot of these people were also aspiring young artists in the music industry. And then these parties were sponsored by Motown Records CEO, Universal Records CEO. This goes all the way to the top. And so you get these people in compromising situations. The drinks were laced, the videotapes were hot. And then at the end of the day, you wake up the next morning, what did I do? And then they have compromising material on you. And then they can guide your career. They could kill your career, but they got you. And it wasn't just people in the music business. As you said, there were athletes, there were celebrities, there were politicians, people from the royal family.
Does that not sound like the devil? Pure evil. Literally, give you a little bit and then take some more. And then before you know, you're addicted. Just like the same way every single drug works. Alcohol, cigarettes, everything. You start off by one and you're like, oh, it's not that bad. I don't really like it. Puh, it's disgusting. And then, take a hit. Take another, just why not? Another day and then another day before you know, it's like, you can smell it. It's like, it's not too bad. It kind of smells like coffee. And then before you know it, you're addicted.
And we were also told by the former bodyguard that Diddy was an FBI informant. Whoa. So he was a snitch and was feeding information to the feds. And we don't know what that means.
Even Suge Knight has claimed that Diddy was in with the FBI because he knew things. And if the authorities have suddenly now decided to turn on him, that means that the diddler's gonna have a lot of enemies waiting for him in jail.
Did you, Diddy, and Cat ever hang out where, and the reason why I'm asking this, where you actually personally witnessed some of the accusations that Diddy is having, saying the fact that he had cameras in the room?
The listen thing I'm gonna tell you. We from two different worlds, number one. Him and I. Number two, I'm the guy they didn't want to invite to those parties. And I'm glad of it. I've never been happy to be left out of my life. But at the same time, I'm not the guy who's in for Puffy's downfall. But I am the guy who supports the victims who got victimized, right? But at the same time, whatever the situation is, everybody knows it's wrong. And I don't think he can get punished as hard as a regular person because, he should be an FBI informant for a long time, they say. So I'm quite sure that play a role.
You're saying...
Asking the question, me, Cat, and Puffy, we had no reason to be hanging out. Me and Cat, and not me and Puffy.
Got it. So you're saying Diddy's an FBI informant, and he's been one for many years.
Crazy.
They say nothing never happens, but it's still, like I said, it ain't my business. But I said that because anybody else gaffled up quick, fast, in a hurry. But, the most important thing about this is that with me, You got some people will have a opinion on something either they weren't a part of or they weren't there. And I never want to be that type of person.
Find that hard to believe? Well, guess what? Right after the raids, TMZ tweeted a photo showing Diddy interacting with the feds while his drug mule, Brendan Paul, was the one taken into custody. Now, if the FBI did get their hands on Diddy, why wouldn't they just arrest him? Unless, of course, you know, he was secretly in on the whole thing.
Kendrick Lamar and Drake have been trading jabs all weekend. It's set the internet ablaze because there have been claims of pedophilia, there have been claims of domestic violence, of hidden children.
It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
He said that.
And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
And this ain't just limited to Diddy. Because remember when Cat Williams said that 2024 would be the year everybody's crimes would be exposed? Well, after Diddy, it looks like Drake's next in line to be exposed for his inappropriate behavior with the minors. Not to mention the entire situation with Diddy's hotel surveillance footage being leaked too, proving that every single word Cassie alleged in her now said a lawsuit was true. But yo, guess what? Diddy might not even get arrested for it.
If you've seen that horrific video, surveillance footage of Diddy punching, kicking, throwing things at Cassie and attacking her repeatedly, and you are asking yourself after watching that hotel surveillance footage from 2016, why had it not come out until now? According to Cassie, the victim in that footage, in the lawsuit that she filed last year against Diddy, she claims that Diddy paid the hotel to get that footage, gave them $50,000, and problem solved. He was in possession of that footage. What I believe happened is in the recent raid of Diddy's multiple properties, the government came into possession of that, and the government...
I don't believe that that's what happened. Why would you keep that? Of course, he would delete it to make sure it doesn't exist ever again. But I think the handlers who are handling the diddler, they keep it. They keep things like that as leverage. Okay, what if one day this guy gets out of line and, you know, we don't really want... Boom, hey Diddy, hey diddler, here you go. That's what's taking place. None of this, you know, and then... Trust me, they need leverage.
Somebody there leaked it because Team Diddy had that until now, paid $50,000 for it, and everybody at that hotel in Los Angeles responsible for this should be held criminally responsible, because if they saw an act of violence, a crime being committed, they had an obligation to report that, and they didn't. Shame on them. Shame on them.
According to
I'm curious, who's that guy?
Diddy paid the hotel $50K not to release the footage of him abusing Cassie that's now surfaced. And if he's got that kind of cash to keep a video from seeing the light of day, just imagine what else he might be hiding too. The allegations against Diddy don't seem to be stopping anytime soon. An American commentator and author, Candace Owens, is the latest one to come out with her own stories about the bad boy mogul. For starters, she seems to think that the reason why Diddy's gotten away with so many crimes for all these years is the fact that he's...
I want you guys to let me know in the comment section, obviously, what you guys think about this. Like, in regards to this whole Diddy situation, what is going on. The Illuminati are real, okay? All of this Satanism, it's real. If you don't believe me, do your own research. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The exposing that Kanye did... all of it. I mean, this is someone who's embedded in the industry. What reason would he have to lie? And then when you see the MSM start painting this guy as crazy everywhere, everything's all good, sunshine and rainbows when you're working for them. But when you go against them or you're saying things that they're not too happy with, best believe they're coming. They're coming for you. So that's what I believe anyways. Smash the like button on this video if you enjoyed this video, obviously. And you, before I even mention, for the Christians who are serious in obtaining success, link is in the description down below about this. Guys, this video isn't sponsored by anybody, but for a long time now I've been running my other YouTube channels and showing people how to grow on YouTube and actually make money on YouTube. So I thought I'll bring it to my Christian channel as well to show you guys as proof. Let me refresh the page right there. It's refreshing, and as you can see, this month alone we've been able to bring in £1,598. In dollars is probably 1,800 and something, I believe. If you are interested, link is somewhere in the description down below. By all means, you don't have to, but I thought, hey, Christians need to make money too.